Hello, welcome my friends. Today's topic is operator. So let's start the topic. So operators are the logic building tools. They are not only symbols. They actually not only symbols. They are actually logic building tools. Logic building tool. Operators are like plus, minus, divide, percent, and many more like increment, decrement, and lots of too many. We will cover most of the operators in this video that are very necessary during the times of making advanced project. So let's start directly with the project. I mean directly with the session. Let's create a file, new file. You can create new file. You can name it as operator Java. Let's take a basic example in a equals to 10 and b equals to 20. System now system.println. Now here I will explain you one more thing. See, now you see the new thing for Java. Sorry. This here I have to get that. Oh, yeah. Here what we see 10, 20 rather than the sum of a plus b, that is 30. Why we see here 10 plus 20? Just because of the. Firstly, I will copy this, so I will explain more easily. So here the thing is that a plus b is 30, but here what we got, a plus b equals to 10, 20 rather than 30. Just because in Java, if we add string with the integer, then it whole symbol or whole condition can be considered as the string rather than int and int string. So here Java understand that here a plus b is string, a and b is considered here string rather than properly integer. So that's why here with string, if we add integer, whole condition will be considered as the string rather than string and the integer, just because it is a Java inbuilt property. So here the condition we call that is concatenation. Concatenation. Remember this name. Joining of two string. Joining of two string is concatenation. Like if we put anything like string abc equals to I and string equals to y, whatever. And we will now print here abc plus abc1. So here we get everything same. Yeah, hi as y. Yeah, that's property is called concatenation. So here your one more concept will be now clear. Write down this thing in your notes, mandatory, because concatenation plays important role in the future concepts and future projects. So remember this thing, this concept. So let's back to the point, how we add integer during the time of a string. So we just have to add extra brackets in the t. So now we will easily get our result a plus b, that is 30. So we have to just do one thing, a plus b equals to a plus b. Only that thing. We have to put the integer sum in a separate bracket. Then our thing will be clear easily. So you have to remember this thing. Basically, operator is also defined as also this thing. Operator is a symbol which tells to the compiler to perform some actions. To perform some actions. some action. So plus is used for adding addition, minus for subtraction, star for multiply, slash for divide, modulus or we can percent for a remainder, and these are for increment decrement. So I think you can understand. I think you can understand this thing very easily. So I will solve here plus. You can do minus and multiplication by yourself. Now I'll show you slash and the percentage symbol, basically a divide and the modulus. So let's move to these two topics here. We take the same action, same example, 1020. So now system dot println. So where what we do first a slash b, that is now Java C system dot, oh sorry, I forgot here out. So I go Java C, now Java operator. So to get here divide equals to 0. I will explain more clear. Now you see very clearly divide equals to 0. So why here you see 0 rather than I think 10 by 20 is 1 by 2, that is 0.5. So why we see here only 0 rather than 0.5 also? In Java, divide can be act as a integer. It shows only integer value rather than showing any decimal value like float or a double. So integer, so divide only show integer value, only integer value. That is integer value can be minus 1, positive 1, also 0. Rather than it's showing decimal value like here 0.5. So that's why here we see only 0. If anything that is with 0.5 or 0.12 or even 3.177 whatever with slash, or we can say or with divide, you only see the first value. That means we can see value before the decimal. Anything before the decimal we can see here, and before decimal we can see nothing, see everything will be hide. So let's take one more example in this. Let's take let's take the divide here, like 10 divided by 3. Here what we see 3, and the actual value is 10 divided by 3 is I think 3.33333, and what we see here only 3 rather than 3.333. And now here the thing, how we see an integer value. If it's necessary to see integer value, and we can also see by like adding integer, oh sorry, by adding decimal value. If we show decimal value, then it will must see, oh sorry, here I do what mistake, I will add that thing in integer. I will add double value, double, that is here the decimal value. And integer, I can say previously, in integer decimal value will not be considered and it will show error. So here we can see the error. So here you can see the live example. So you didn't do this mistake, kindly keep this thing in mind. So let's take example. You can see 10 point, let's consider this thing same. That was Java. Now here we see 3.33333, just because of the property of the slash. Slash said that if the value is in integer, that means upper dividend, or I think yeah, the in dividend, if anything is at integer, then the output must be in integer rather than in decimal value. But if the divide numerator, but if the numerator is in point or in decimal value, then output must be shown in decimal value, integer value. Understand this thing in your mind. Keep the notes, take the notes of this concept. Now we are moved to the another one, that is our percent sign. We can also say that is a modulus, or that is the main operation sign. Now, I will write the thing later on, because if I write currently, then the suspense will be out soon. So here, what we see 10. Why 10? Let's take. Let's clear this doubt. The thing is 10 by 20, and we get the output as a 10. Why? Because understand this thing as 10, 20, 0 taking, and 20, 10, 5, 0, 10, 0, 0, 1, and here 1 point, so here 1 point. So what we got? 10. So that's why. Basically, modulus says a remainder. It only shows remainder. So let's take another example. 11, 2, 5 to 10, 1, and what we get here? 1. So here the answer is 1. Let's take an example. This and 11 modulus 2 Java. So here what we got? 1. So basically, slash shows the dividend and percent shows the remainder. Just keep this thing in your mind clearly. So that's not a big deal. Understand this thing perfectly. Now understanding the next thing, that is increment and the decrement. And in this same thing, I will explain you post and pre increment decrement. So I have an image, so you can understand clearly from this. So here, understand that post increment, that value is first used for computing the result and then incremented. And for pre-increment, value is incremented first and then result is computed. So let's take an example, that if the value is a plus plus and a equals to 10, so at the first we got the result 10 only, and if we print the a again, then we get 11. And if you do plus plus a and a equals to 10, we got 11. Let's take a direct example. Now what we see here, a equals to 10, and we can do a plus plus, but we still got the 10. And if we print a again, then we get the result, that is 11. So that is a post increment. And for the pre increment, let's take example b plus plus b, and here we see b is 20, so we got the result, that is 21. Yeah, but we got 21. So the thing is very simple. For a plus plus, if we want to see the final value, we have to print the value of a, or whatever the thing we increment, so we have to print the value again. And if we didn't want to print again the value, so we can put a we can use the pre-increment, so it directly shows our value. And the same with the post decrement and the pre-decrement. So that's your homework. You can do this thing by yourself. Pre-decrement. Now we move to relational operator. Relational operators are like providing the relation between the two operators like a and b. So we have to provide the relation like a equals to 1, b equals to 2. So we have to prove a equals to b or a is not equal to b. So we have to do these basic type of thing using a relational operator. Relational operators are like greater than, equal to, smaller than, equal to, equal to, equal to. So I can share you an image so you can understand more clearly. So here, this is for check two operand are equal, a and b are equal or not. If not, then it shows the value false or 0, 1, or whatever. For not equal, we can use this. For left is greater than right, we use this. Right is greater than left, this. So let's take a basic example so you can understand clearly. A equal to b. So let's check what it shows. False. Yeah, I said false because a is not equal to b, and we put this thing true, because a is not equal to b, because here a is 10 and b is 20. Let's keep both the thing. Now let's take another example. So this can also provide false true. Yeah, a is greater than b. What is no? That's not true. So it shows the false. And but b is greater than a, so it shows true. That is the basically this thing about the relational operator. And double equal to will be considered as a comparison operator also. So yeah, that's it from my side. Yeah, but I know logical operator is remaining. We can cover this logical operator in our next video with the topic of if else. So you can understand logical operator more clearly, because logical operator consists of and or operator. You can understand these things very clearly in if else. But in the end, I can give you questions so you can directly run in your IntelliJ. In the question you can see the use of logical operator. So don't worry, use it by yourself. You can also research by your from your side. So in the next video, your base will be clear and you can understand the thing very easily and rapidly. So for now, we can use logical operator in the next video with if else. And I give you a question so you can directly print or do modification by yourself. Yeah, that's it on my side. Thank you.